Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a 2002 Mercedes E320 W210. We're going to be replacing the radiator. The radiator is located right in the center, right behind the condenser. All right guys, so first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to go underneath the vehicle, underneath the engine, and we're going to be removing two panels. They should be 8mm bolts. I have the socket right here, so we're going to go underneath the vehicle right now and remove those two panels. All right guys, so the first panel we're going to be removing is this center engine panel cover. It's right here, located right here. There should be 4 8mm bolts you're going to remove. There's one right here. There's one like all the way up here, or right here. Then the other one's right over here, and the other one's on the other side. So I'm going to start removing it right now. Here's my 8mm socket. First one here. I'll get to the other one. It's like right, where's it at? Right there. Where's it at? All right, second one is out, and the other one is right here in the front. As you can see, it's leaking coolant right here. Got to replace the radiator. The other one's over there. Last 8mm bolt is like right here. So gotta get to it. Once we remove that last 8mm bolt, this whole center engine panel should come off. Okay, so we just removed the center engine panel. You see right here, now it's open. Next, we're going to now remove the front engine panel. You see right here. So there's 2 8mm bolts on the front, one right here, one on the other side. And then if you go towards the wheel well here on each side, there's going to be 3 8mm bolts. I'll show you guys right here. There's one. Oh, excuse me. There's one right here, and then one. Where is it? Where's that at? Oh, right here. I'm sorry, guys. Right here. So there's one right here, and right here. And the other 3 should be on the other side as well, on the wheel well cover near there. So make sure you remove all those 8mm bolts, and this would allow you to remove the front panel cover right here. So we're gonna remove that right now. Get an extender, sorry. All right, so here's the first bolt here in the corner that we're going to remove right by the wheel well cover. Okay, first one's removed. Second one is right here. Third one is right there. Alright, as you can see, it's now loose. Now we're gonna do, we're gonna move the other 3 on the other side and then the other 2 on the front. So let's get to it. All right, so now we're on the other side of the wheel well, the front passenger side. So here are the 3 bolts. You can move 8mm ones. 1, 2, 3. Do the same removal steps from the other side. Loosen these. Alright, first one's moved. Next one is right there. Alright, last one. Alright. So now these are both loose. All 3 are loose, excuse me. Then this should be able to go down. And then we just have the remaining 2 8mm bolts on the front, and then we'll be able to remove this cover. So let's remove those 2 and let's get to it. Alright, so now we're at the front of the vehicle. The bumper is facing this way, straight ahead. So this is the front side, and there are these 2 8mm bolts. This one here, and the other one is right here. So I'm gonna remove them. Alright, so this one's loose. I'm gonna loosen the other one too, just so that this thing is not gonna, so the panel's not gonna fall off. And then I'm just gonna leave the one to the left still on, but it's loose already. And I'm gonna loosen the one over here. I'll take this side off first, see, a little bit. And I'm gonna remove this one. So I'll remove this one. The whole panel should be able to come off. Alright. There you go. This panel came off. And as you can see, there's like a missing one of these socket adapters has been sitting on the cover. So finally we found it. And now the front part of the engine as well as the center part of the engine is exposed, meaning we can now work on the vehicle and replace the radiator. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to drain the radiator. The plug is like right here, so we're going to use like a flat head to loosen this drain plug from the radiator. And I believe it's going to come out through this side here. I'm trying to show you guys right here, I believe. Yeah, it's going to come through here, and then once everything's drained, we'll be able to remove the other components to loosen and remove the radiator. I've seen online where they actually use like a hose to drain the coolant. In this case, I don't have a hose lying around, However, I'm gonna try something different for the time being of what I got here. I have a funnel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to get the end of this funnel here, and I'm gonna insert it into the drain hole right there. And I'm gonna position the funnel like, I'll try to get it in as much as possible. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, so what I did was I just got the end of the funnel you see right here, and I placed it over the drain hole from the radiator, just so that I don't have a mess when I drain the coolant out from the radiator. And the funnel's gonna, this end here is gonna drain all the coolant. And I do have a container right here to catch the coolant when it drains out. So before we loosen the drain plug, we're gonna go up to the engine bay and make sure we open up the cap from the expansion tank. All right, so we're up here. Here's where the coolant expansion tank is at. And you're just going to open up the cap. Make sure it's open. Keep it open like that so that the air flow can go in properly and that we can drain all the coolant as much as possible when we loosen the drain plug. So we're gonna go underneath the vehicle again and then now drain it. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm underneath the vehicle. Now I'm going to loosen the drain plug. It should go counterclockwise. Now we're going to use the flathead and twist the drain plug counterclockwise. There we go. As you can see, my method's kind of working, kind of not. Just gotta move the container a little bit over here. There you go. So that's another alternative, guys. If you don't have a hose, maybe you can use the funnel right here. It does work, so you don't create a mess. And just position the catch container here this way so that the dirt coming also from the drain plug won't be spilling, and it should be good. So I'm going to cut through the video when all the coolant's drained, and then we're going to do the next step in replacing the radiator. So stay tuned, make sure to like and subscribe so you can count out from 100. Alright, looks like all the coolant has been drained from the radiator. Just a little bit still pouring out. What we're going to do is just we're going to tighten the drain plug and then go from there. So let's get to it. Alright, so if you head towards the bottom of the front side here in the center where the radiator is at, to the bottom, if you look right here in the center, this is the automatic transmission fluid bracket you're going to remove. It's 10 millimeter. You're going to need to remove the bolt, so I'm going to move that right now. So they remove the 10 millimeter bolt right here, set it down, and this is now loose. Let's get to the next step. All right, so next you're going to loosen the lower center ATF line, which is like right here. And you're gonna need a 17 and a 19. I don't have a 19, but I'm gonna use this monkey wrench right here and just fit it accordingly. Well, yeah, the 17 is right here, right there, and then this is the 19. Oops. 17. This is the 19. There you go. All right guys, so after draining the coolant from the radiator, next we're going to loosen the fan shroud. So there's two clips right here. There's one right there, and then the other one's right over here. So we're just gonna use a flathead. You can insert it like this. Yes. There you go. Just lift it up. And that's how you move it. Set over here, and same procedure for the lights right here. Place it right here, lift it up. There you go. There you go. Now we've loosened the fan shroud. Next step is, actually I don't have to do it because I don't have it, but there's also a front protector grill that's seated right in the middle right here that covers the horn and the condenser, and it's held up by these two holes here. So I believe they're like plastic fasteners. You can use like a flathead to remove them, and once you remove those two fasteners from these two holes, you're just gonna unseat it, and then it should look like this right here. So that saves me a step since I don't have it, but just want to let you guys know, if you guys do have a front cover there, just make sure you remove it by removing the front two plastic fasteners right there, and then you should be good. All right guys, next you're going to loosen the ATF line to the right bottom of the radiator. The only thing is trying to use the monkey wrench so that I can loosen the fitting. The only thing is this is in the way, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen the hose clamp for the lower radiator hose right here. Right here is the there you go, there's the bolt. So loosening with the flathead. So just be aware, there might be some coolant that's going to spill, but I'm going to need that space to remove the ATF line. So let's loosen this first, and then we'll go from there. So a second here. All right, so the hose should be loose now, and my film right here, this side, excuse me. Okay, should be loose. All right guys, this is in the way too. This top upper radiator hose on the bottom, you see right here. I'm going to loosen the hose clamp and with that as well. Just be aware that coolant is going to leak, so just be ready for it. Set that aside. All right, guys, so I was trying to remove the second ATF line through the bottom. I saw online I was wasting my time, so instead just going to remove the fan shroud and work from the top. Lift it up, set it down. If you look down right here, you have more room to work with. All right, next you're going to remove the fitting right here. All right, next step, you guys, you're going to remove the air box right here. Then there's 3 clips on each end here, on each side. You're gonna loosen. So the inner side right here, lift up here. Over this side. Go. There you go. There should be one right here. I don't have one, but yeah, just make sure you remove all 3. Now that it's loose, you should be able to unseat the airbox cover. So the third one I forgot right here. Third one, whoops, and the third one right inside here, guys. See, right there, I forgot. Okay, and that's loose. You can take it off. There's another clip down here, okay? Make sure you guys press down. This is loose. Set it aside. Then you're going to take out the air filter. There you go. Set that aside. And then you're going to take this bottom part of the air box. Oh, just like a rubber. See this piece is being held down, so it's going to tug. There you go. There you go. You just pull. There you go. Set aside. Now you have all this space to work with. And we'll go on to the next step. All right, next we're going to remove these 2 clips. One right here, one right here. There you go. Set aside. This one. There you go. Set aside. All right, next step, we're going to remove the cross member radiator support bar right here. You see in the center. Gonna remove 10mm bolt here, right here, right here, right here, and right here. There you go. Next one right here. Next is the pair right here. Down. Last one is right here in the center where the horn is located. This is the last 10mm bolt. The socket will not fit because horn is obviously in the way. So I'll be using the spanner wrench here. Yeah, it'll take some time, but we'll remove it eventually. Oops. Go. Set it aside. Now the cross member should be able to remove the cross member. Second. There you go. That's how you remove the cross member. I'm gonna set it down. And this is how it looks like now when you remove the cross member and everything else that we did in these previous steps in this video. All right, next step, guys, we're going to be removing the 10mm bolts right here and right here from the power steering line. So this one and that one, 10mm socket. Set that right there. All right, I'm just gonna set that right here. And then the horn bolt. This is the bolt that holds up the horn. It's 13mm. All right, next, removing the 13mm bolt right here that holds the horn. 13mm socket. There you go. Okay. Bolt is loose. Set it aside right here. And next, we're going to remove that 10mm bolt right here. There you go. Set that right here. All right, next step, you're going to unplug the small coolant line right here that goes to the expansion tank. So I have here a wrench. You might have like a hose that has a bolt that you just unscrew. This one, in case, is just like an old school snap one. There you go. Set that aside. So we loosen the small hose. Set it aside. Okay, next step, you're going to be removing the upper radiator hose right here, the main one. So it's held by a hose clamp right here. Use a flathead to loosen the hose clamp. All right, hose is loose. There you go. Set it aside. All right, next step, we're going to remove the two 10mm bolts right here and right here that hold together the condenser and the radiator. Okay, set this aside. Next one is right here. All right, both bolts are now removed. Next step would be to remove this right here. This is the line that I believe where you could open up the hood. So it's right up above here. Just loosen along the top part of the radiator. There we go. Set that aside. Like that. And the radiator should be loose now, and you should be able to remove it. So I'm gonna try to remove it and film at the same time. So bear with me. Kind of stuck right here. Give me a second here. Move this line up here. Second here. Okay. Pull it up. All right. Just make sure that that line that we removed from the top part, it doesn't get stuck on the ATF lines. You see right there? So once you do that, just pull it out. There you go. That's how you remove the radiator off a 2002 Mercedes E320. Then we're going to be installing the new one. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to reverse all the removal steps that you've seen in the beginning of this video, and just go through all the steps, install the new radiator, and you're good to go. So I'll show you the highlights of me installing the new radiator, and we'll go from there. So let's get to it. Just pull it out. There you go. That's how you remove the radiator off a 2002 Mercedes E320. Then we're going to be installing the new one. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to reverse all the removal steps that you've seen in the beginning of this video, and just go through all the steps, install the new radiator, and you're good to go. So I'll show you the highlights of me installing the new radiator, and we'll go from there. So let's get to it. All right, so now we have the new radiator on the right side, as you can see right here. So the right side is the new radiator. As you can see, obviously it's new, and the old one to the left. So after unboxing it, everything looks fine on this radiator, and pretty much you're just going to reverse all the steps when you removed the original radiator. If you guys are interested in getting it, the link will be in the description, so make sure you guys check it out. So let's get to the installation. All right, so I have here the new radiator, and I'm going to install it, mount it. There's these two that you see to the left and the right in the middle. These rubber mounting points. You're gonna make sure you line it up right there. If you see it, I'll point an arrow there so you guys can see. Make sure it all goes in. Holes out of the way. Mounted. All right, you see right here, I'm on the bottom where you can see the radiator is mounted. So there's rubber mount right here and right there. So if you look here, let me show you. See right here, this piece, you need to line it up so it could go into this hole so we can see properly. So if you look here, see, All right, just make sure the bottom tab here seats in properly to the rubber mount right here. You see, I'm gonna do that to the other side as well. Just gotta line it up. See, and then this side too. There we go. So let's go to the next step. All right, next step is now we're just going to line up the lining that holds together the condenser and the radiator. So you can see here, this right here, just gotta lift it up a little bit. There you go. And this side as well. There we go. So everything is lined up right there. And then you can also just flatten out the lines here, place it back. There you go. All right, next up, we're going to mount back the two 10mm bolts that hold together the condenser and the radiator. And remember, I placed it back up here. So, only thing that I need to do now, see if you see on the new radiator, the bolt's not going in, it's not being secured. So as you can see right here, I'm trying to put the bolt in, but I can't tighten it because it doesn't have the threading to secure it. So I'd actually have to go back to the original radiator. And as you can see, where is it? Right here. There you go. See right here? There's the threading for it. So I have to remove that and install it onto the new radiator. So this one right here, and where is it? There you go, that one right there. How to remove it is just get a flathead. This is the piece that you're going to use. As you can see, there's threading in there now that I can secure the 10mm bolt. There you go. And I'm going to do that to the other side as well. The flathead, go to the old radiator here. This is the threading that I'm going to need. Place it right underneath here and just kind of chisel it out. There you go. Right here. Place that right down here. There you go. There's the bolt. Threading is right there. All right. All right, both bolts are now secure, and we'll go on to the next step. All right, guys, the next step is we're going to place back the small hose from the expansion tank where the coolant goes. Remember, we moved it earlier, so we're going to place this back here onto the new radiator. And you're just going to get the wrench, pinch it, and put it back where it goes. Other models I've seen, they do have like a hose clamp. You can use like a flathead or a Phillips, but in this one I just have one where I use a wrench. And wiggle it back in, like that, and there you go, good to go. All right, guys, it just cut to me tightening the hose already because it did take two hands, so sorry about that, but yeah, managed to tighten the hose clamp right here with the flat head. Just took 2 hands to do. So now I'm filming me tightening the rest of it. There we go. Should be tight now. Just double check. All right, so we're good to go. And now on to the next step. All right, next step, guys, we're going to place the center mount back here. That holds the horn, remember? So we're going to place it down here. Tighten the 10mm bolt that holds it down. Let me tighten this right now. Alright. Next step is we're going to tighten the 2 10mm bolts that fasten the power steering line you see right here. There we go. Place it back. Okay, I'm going to tighten it. There we go. Next one. 10mm right here. Very important, guys, that you know where you placed all your screws and nuts and bolts, because if you guys don't know where it's at, you're not going to remember. But it's always good that you film it so you guys can remember and refer back to where you placed everything, just like I did. And I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you guys enjoy it, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at 2400. I hope you are learning more about your vehicle. And I hope this video helps you guys fix any issues you may have with your radiator replacement. Okay, so now that both 10mm bolts are placed back, we're gonna place back the 13mm bolt that goes right here that mounts the horn, remember? So all goes back here. Got to tighten it with the socket. So now we tighten the 13mm bolt that holds down the horn. The next step is we're going to be placing back the cross member radiator support, which is right here. So we're going to place this back, line everything up. Make sure you line everything up. And you're gonna place back 2 bolts on this side, all 10mm bolts, this right here, and then the one right in the center. Okay, first we're gonna mount the 10mm from the center here. Next, we're going to mount ones that go here. Just hand screw them in first. Just hand tighten it. The other side too. Right, I'm going to tighten it with the socket. All right, we just mounted back the radiator support cross member. As you can see right here, everything's tightened. And we'll go on to the next step. All right, guys, so the next step is very important. Make sure I'm gonna lay the old radiator, see right here. You're gonna need to remove this ATF line here, right there. And you're gonna install onto the new radiator. So make sure you guys remove that, it's very important, okay? So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna stand it up like this. I got a monkey wrench. Place it down, tighten it. Then you're gonna push down. Just will loosen this ATF line. And then you're gonna install it onto the new radiator. Make sure you don't skip this step, very important. All right, I just loosened it. There you go. This comes loose. As you can see, loose. All right, see right here, and then I'm just gonna install it onto the new radiator where I mounted it already. So as you can see, it goes right here. I'm gonna tighten that. And then you see right there, the bracket mount goes right over there. And you place everything back. So I'm gonna tighten this, and then we'll get to the rest of the installation. So stay tuned. There you go. So next we're going to place back the lower ATF line above, right here, that we removed earlier. Okay, finished mounting that. And next we're going to place back, what we could do next is we're going to place back the lower radiator hose right here, and then we'll tighten it on the bottom. So here's the lower radiator hose right here. Place it back. Hose clamp right here. We'll tighten it in just a bit on the bottom. And we're going to get the lower radiator hose right here. Place that back right here to the new radiator. There you go. We'll tighten the clamps from the bottom, so everything is placed back there, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, next we're going to place back now the lower center ATF line right here. And we need to tighten it. All right, tighten the ATF line. Now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna place back the mount bracket right here. Next step, guys, we're going to place back the airbox. So we're placing the bottom part of the airbox back. Lining up right here. step, you're going to place back the air filter into the air box. Like that. Then you're going to place back the cover. Remember, there's a bottom clip here that goes down here. So you clip the bottom, then you clip the top. Okay. There you go. This one didn't have here. Make sure you secure that down the bottom. Same thing. There you go. That. And one more over here. Same way. There you go. All right, next I'm going to place back the fan shroud. All right, so we're going to place back the clips. There, and the other clip right there. All right, next step, we're going to place back the clips. I already placed the clips that hold on to the cross member here, you see right here, and then I'm going to show you guys how to place it back on this side. So you get that piece here from the original radiator piece from the top, and then put the clamp back. There you go. Then the last step we're going to do is we're going to tighten the hose clamps on both the lower hose clamps, the upper lower one and the lower main one that you see right here in the center of this video. And then once we do that, we're just going to place back the center engine cover and over here, and then the front cover as well. We're just going to place back both covers, and then we should be all set. All right, next one we're going to tighten right here. All right. Then we're just going to place back the front cover as well as the center engine cover. Place all the bolts back and we're good to go. All right, so we placed back the center panel cover and then the front too. We just need to tighten the bolts here on the wheel wells on each side and it should be good. You're all set. All Alright guys, that's how you remove and install a radiator on a 2002 Mercedes E320 W210. All we need to do next is just to make sure we fill up the radiator with coolant, and we should be all set. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Firm400, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace. This video is brought to you by Davsky Air Fresheners, the industry's popular and favorite car air fresheners for enthusiasts. Exclusively available at Firm400 pop-up and online at firm400.com. Be sure to check out Davsky online at davsky.com and preview their new air freshener products for 2024.